Good morning, YouTube, and it's been a little while. No snow, and I gotta wash the truck. It's actually gonna be 48 today. Tomorrow's gonna be, it's not sunny, but 48. And tomorrow it's gonna be a little bit warm too. Then we got a little bit of snow potentially, but not very much. But we've got a lot of salt in the truck, a lot of mud on the truck, so I gotta take care of that. Anyways, check out the new intro.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream.
So how'd you like that intro? Yeah, we had ice the other day. You can still see we have salt on the steps. That'll be gone here shortly. Yeah, the truck's looking really bad. Just mud and salt, and the whole driveway's a disaster. This is all mushy that I'm walking through. We really do need to take care of this driveway. And unfortunately, we're gonna have to do something about over here. I'm gonna get rid of those two railroad ties, put them over where those are, to help keep the water in the ditch. As you can see, we had a lot of rain and it came up over the ditch and through the backyard. And anyways, yeah, we're gonna have to do something for that new RV. Oh, Heidi drove, I forgot. I keep on forgetting she was in here. You know what else? Let me update you on the truck real quick. There was a few days that under like 17 degrees, the truck would make a slight noise when I first started it, and it sounded like something in the serpentine drive system. Something with the belt, something with the pulley, something with the fan clutch, something with the alternator AC clutch, something that the belt was driving, because it was the right frequency in which the revolutions were going on. And of course, if you revved it up, it increased the noise at the same rate. So I looked into it. I was trying to figure it out myself, and there's just nothing that I could identify without getting into my tools and pulling out my stethoscope and getting a step stool and leaning over the truck. And all this sounds great fun at 17 degrees, right? Or less. No, I didn't want to do any of that. So it was only brief. It only did it a couple times when we first got the truck. Well, when we had that real cold stretch and it was -4 or -5 degrees for the day, when I started the truck, it made a noise. And it was pretty obnoxious. So we're outside here. It's very cold. It's -7, and with the wind chill, it feels like -27. But the truck don't feel wind chill. That's a human thing. However, this problem exists basically if I have temperatures that hover around 22 degrees or lower since the very first day we got the truck. Let's see if we can find out where this noise is coming from. It's not very loud right now, but it might be getting louder because I did have the truck running for about 30 minutes earlier today. Is much quieter than it was this morning. what the noise sounded like. It was like squealing and howling, and I mean, it wasn't a belt slipping. It was something that the belt was turning, just didn't like the cold. So I dropped it off at the Ford dealer, and unfortunately, because the way Ford dealers operate for the most part, the service guy didn't listen to what I was saying. What I told him was we were expecting another very cold day the very next day. I think it was going to be -8 for that morning, and it was supposed to be, minus, I don't know, 12 all night long, and just dropping until the -8 mark and then climbing the next day. So I said, listen, I'm going to bring my truck up. You need to leave it set all night long. And then in the next morning, have the mechanic ready with all the tools that he thinks he needs. It's got to set outside in the cold. And I said, and he needs to go out, start the truck, and within about 5 minutes, he needs to find the noise, because after about 5 or 6 minutes, the noise goes away. Well, none of that happened. That's one of the reasons that it's kind of nice to have a GPS with a camera, because I just left it on. So I got to see everything they did. And I also complained about a door body alignment that was going on over here. The panel stuck out a little bit. Now that got taken care of. But yeah, he hopped in it. As soon as it was dropped off, it only sat for like 20 minutes. He hopped in it and drove it and basically said, yeah, there's no noise here. And then drove it around. He drove it for about 20 miles, I guess it was. And he couldn't get the noise to repeat, which again, it doesn't happen whenever it's warm, and it's not a drivability issue. And then the next day he started it up, and I'm not sure why he drove it to his house, but it looks like he fed his dogs or something. Luckily he wasn't that far away, but still, they drove it for about another 8 miles or so, 10 miles, and still it didn't make that noise, of course. Then it went to the body shop, they got it fixed, and then I got a call and they said that they did find a tensioner that was loose. Well, to put all this in a nutshell, without making it too long, as it always goes, the truck doesn't make the noise anymore. We had a cold day that I was at 15, I think it was. I left it for 2 days without running, and I fired it up at the coldest part of the night, and it didn't even make a peep. There was no noise at all. So maybe they fixed it. I don't know. Okay, so getting to the topic at hand. So I'm basically going to do a little bit of a newbie talk here. And one of the things that I think you guys need to do is make sure that if you get a new RV, let me rephrase that. If you get any RV, it doesn't make a difference, new or old. Do not pack it up with all your stuff and drive cross country. Don't do it. Don't do that. Just don't say, oh, it's so nice, I'm going to take off and go. You need to take a trip locally. You need to work all the systems. Listen, you don't even need to take a trip. Put it in your driveway, hook it up, and move into it for a week or two. Running everything, using it just like you would if you were out camping. Cook in it, shower in it, everything. Use the bathroom. You don't have to necessarily do number 2 in there, but you can use the bathroom just like you would any other time that you were out camping. You need to dump the tanks. You need to flush everything. You need to do everything that you do while you're camping. You need to try out everything while you're local. Because if there's a problem and you get into a situation like I watched just a video the other day, all their cooking appliances couldn't be used. They had a gas leak and their microwave quit working. And something about their furnace too quit working. You need to put it through its paces locally. And if there's a problem, like in their case, they needed to be able to cook food. It's not a big deal. You're at home, or you're real close to home. You're also real close to your dealer. So at that point, you could say, hey, I need to bring this in because it's not working. There's a problem. You're not across the country 2,000 miles away, 3,000 miles away, and then contacting your dealer saying, hey, there's a problem. Because that's not going to work. It just isn't going to work. So I want everybody to listen to what I say, please. There's still stuff that's going to break. There's stuff that's going to fail while you're out on the road. Towing it down the road is going to cause problems with stuff that you don't even know about. And even if you're boondocking in your driveway, or even if you camp locally, that may not be enough towing to cause a problem. However, Everything else can be used to its fullest. I mean, do it. Put out your awning, turn on the air conditioners, turn on the furnace, do everything that you would for about a week, or even better, 2 weeks, and live in that RV. Just a tidbit. That way, whenever you covered all the normal stuff and you're out towing on your first big trip and you're testing all those other components, you don't have to worry so much because you know everything inside should be okay. You just got to worry about the new stuff that you're testing, which is basically tires, bearings, axles, shocks, or shackles, springs, that kind of a thing. So yeah, I hate seeing people do that. That's the only reason I'm talking about it. So that's all I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to do another video, and it's going to cover another topic that is very specific, and I want to make sure that I can title it and thumbnail it to cover just that topic, and look forward to that one coming out soon. That's going to be about using air ride, putting airbags on your truck, and what that actually does, because there's a video out that's very, very good, and I hope that everybody has seen it. If not, I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to link it. So watch out for that video. That'll be soon. As always, guys, hope to see you out there. Bye.